Now I'm gonna tell you the stuff you don't know about. He's never forgiven me for playing this part. But my contact with him was personal. He's perfectionist. As almost everyone we've discussed would fall into that personality characteristic, they're a perfectionist. Those guys always act perfect in front of the camera, but inside they're rotten to the core. That furious statement from Jack Nicholson in his exclusive interview with Variety struck Hollywood like lightning in a clear sky. Gone were the days of subtle hints. The three-time Oscar winner openly named 7 people he claimed had stabbed him in the back. Some, he said, spread false rumors out of jealousy, causing him to lose major film deals. Others, even world-renowned legends, lost their temper and clashed with him live on air. One powerful star, he alleged, even called his wife to provoke him, unable to stand living in his shadow. Ironically, Jack wasn't innocent either. His arrogance, recklessness, and a scandalous public affair had turned him into Hollywood's bad guy. So, who were the names Jack Nicholson spoke of? And among them, who was the one he despised the most? 1. Ray Winstone. Jack Nicholson pulled out a real knife on set, almost causing a fight. No one could have imagined that behind The Departed, the Oscar-winning film of 2006, chaos once erupted so badly that production had to be suspended for 2 full days, all because Jack Nicholson went too deep into character. It all began in the spring of 2005, when the crew gathered at an old port area in South Boston. The setting was perfect. Dusty alleyways, abandoned warehouses, run-down bars, the true essence of the criminal world that Martin Scorsese wanted to capture. The atmosphere on set was tense, as Scorsese was a perfectionist down to every frame. He allowed actors creative freedom, as long as it didn't disrupt progress. But for Jack Nicholson, freedom meant something entirely different. In The Departed, Jack played Frank Costello, the powerful Boston crime boss inspired by real-life gangster Whitey Bulger. The role was written specifically for him. Scorsese once told Empire magazine, "I needed someone who could make the audience both fear and admire him, and only Jack could do that." But his presence also meant the crew had to brace for the unexpected, for those moments not written in the script. On the very first day, Jack arrived on set with an old suitcase and told assistant director Mark Bridges it contained tools to help him get into character. Inside were not approved props, but his personal items: an old revolver, a few cans of beer, and a gleaming steel folding knife. Bridges later recalled, "When I asked why he brought a real knife, Jack just smiled and said, 'To remind me that Costello isn't acting.'" The incident that shocked everyone took place on the 32nd night of shooting, inside a warehouse in Quincy by the harbor. According to the script, Costello, Jack, was supposed to pull out a fake knife to threaten his henchman, played by Ray Winstone, then throw it onto the table. But Jack thought the scene felt too safe. Before filming, he whispered to Scorsese, "I'll make it feel more real." Scorsese nodded, assuming Jack meant more emotion. No one knew he had hidden a real knife in his coat. The cameras rolled. Jack approached Winstone, voice low and gravelly, his expression half smile, half crazy. "You think I'll let you betray me?" he snarled, then suddenly flipped open the knife and pressed it against Winstone's neck. The lights gleamed off the steel blade. For a few seconds, the entire set froze. Ray Winstone stood stiff. He looked down at the blade, then into Jack's eyes. Later, Winstone told BBC Radio, "I knew it wasn't a prop, it was real. My hands were shaking with anger." He laughed and whispered something I'll never forget. "Now you believe I'm Costello, don't you?" Scorsese shouted, "Cut! Cut now!" But Jack didn't stop. Only when Winstone shoved him back, stepping away and kicking a chair behind him, did the crew rush in to separate them. One sound engineer recalled, "Ray's face was red with fury and Jack just stood there like he'd just given the performance of his life." That night, Scorsese called an emergency meeting. Ray Winstone demanded to speak privately, declaring, "If this happens again, I'm walking off the film." Mark Bridges recalled, "Scorsese looked genuinely worried. Everyone was afraid Jack might pull another stunt." The next day, production paused for 48 hours. Jack, calm as ever, wandered around the set smoking, chatting with the makeup team. When Scorsese asked why he did it, Jack replied, "I wanted Ray to be really scared of me. If he doesn't believe I'm dangerous, neither will the audience." When the film was finally released, The Departed became a masterpiece, winning 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. But Ray Winstone didn't attend the ceremony. In an interview with BBC Radio 2, he said bluntly, "Jack Nicholson is a legend, but he's also the one person who's ever made me truly lose my temper. There are limits he doesn't understand." After the incident, the Directors Guild of America, DGA, even added a new safety guideline requiring all weapons and sharp objects to be checked by specialists before filming. A source from the Departed crew revealed that following the event, Warner Brothers added a clause to Jack's future contracts: no use of personal props without approval. But Jack didn't change. In an interview with The Guardian, he said, "I didn't do anything dangerous. I just made the audience believe what they saw was real." Yet The Departed wasn't the first time Jack had driven a co-star off set in anger. Nearly 40 years earlier, under the scorching sun of the Utah desert, he had pushed another actor to the edge, all because he wanted full control over every line of dialogue in a small film called The Shooting. Chapter 2. Warren Oates walked off set after Jack interfered with the script. Before becoming a Hollywood legend, Jack Nicholson struggled through obscure independent films. One of them was The Shooting, 1966, a small project directed by Monte Hellman with a modest $100,000 budget, filmed in Utah's arid desert. Jack was both lead actor and investor, believing he could create his own chance at fame. His co-star was Warren Oates, a seasoned Western actor known for his calm, understated style. At first, the two got along well. Oates admired Jack's energy, and Jack respected Oates as a mentor. But that harmony lasted only 2 weeks. During one shoot under the blazing Monument Valley sun, Oates had to portray a moment of regret. He chose to speak softly, with sorrowful eyes, almost a whisper. But Jack, acting as co-producer, demanded he speak louder so the audience could hear every word. Oates disagreed, saying emotion didn't need to be shouted. Jack shot back, "It's my film. I want the audience to hear where my money went." The argument went on for 20 minutes in front of the whole crew. Finally, Oates threw his hat onto the sand, stormed off the set, and drove away in a Jeep under the 40-degree heat. The crew was stunned. Director Monte Hellman had to halt filming. One crew member told Film Comment, "Jack spent the whole afternoon pacing around, smoking non-stop, muttering that Oates didn't understand art." That night, Hellman drove to Oates' hotel in Kanab to patch things up. Oates agreed to return only if Jack apologized publicly. The next morning, the crew gathered. Jack stepped forward and muttered curtly, "All right, I'm sorry if you felt uncomfortable." Everyone knew he only said it to keep the schedule on track. Though the film was finished, their relationship never healed. At the 1967 premiere in Los Angeles, Oates deliberately stayed away. When asked why, he told the Los Angeles Herald, "I don't work with actors who think they're the boss." The incident didn't doom the film, but it became Jack's first lesson about the price of control. Monte Hellman later said, "I saw something dangerous in Jack's eyes that day. He wanted to own everything, from the script to people's emotions." From then on, the label "difficult to work with" followed Jack Nicholson like a shadow. Yet his fame grew, and so did his clashes, especially when they began spilling beyond the film set and into his personal life. David Spade, Jack stole